Welcome. I'm Tilly, and we are going to be discussing today. Well, let's just take a quick glance at August 2022. What does it mean for us? How do we utilize the energy so that we can be the best version of ourselves we can be going forward? Stepping into our dreams, our goals, our desires definitely is the opportunity for it. Before I get too far ahead, though, I do want to say thank you. I want to thank you for all of your love, all of your support that you send my way each and every day. And I do send it right back to you. You guys absolutely rock. So August is the 8th month. So the eight energy is this superpower energy for manifestation because we have it for the entire month. It's just not a fleeting day as we normally see in our daily videos. It's about manifestation. It's about abundance. It's about having the authority. It's about getting back what you give in. Give out what you give in, what you give out. Self-confidence after saying something like that live to everybody. It's about your self-confidence. It's about your resilience. It's about your strength. It's about your courage. It's about your integrity. It's about all those things. So because the 8 energy is this like superpower for manifestation, on Patreon I have a whole bunch of stuff coming out on to help you manifest anything that you want in your life. So I think the more information you have, the more successful you can be. If you don't do it, it's not going to happen. If you don't think it will, it won't. But if you think it will, wow, watch what the world has in store for you. Now, in order to find the true energy for August 2022, the year 2022 is a 6 energies. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2 is a 6 energy. So we have to take the 8 and we have to add it to the 4, which gives us that 14 energy. And if you've been watching the videos towards the end of July, especially around the new moon energy, you will see the 14 coming out over and over and over and over again. The 14 energy is about forging yourself, tempering yourself for your true balance, for your happiness, for your joy, for your celebrations. Okay, the 14 energy is the energy of the blacksmith. Okay, so the blacksmith takes that piece of iron and he patiently waits for that flame to get to just the right color. And then when it's like those purples, those blues, we know that the fire is getting hot enough to take that hammer and forge ourselves. So we have to have a patience with ourselves as we grow, as we learn. And yet we also have to have the courage and the strength to take those steps when they are presented to us. When those doors appear, we have to step through them. We have to do the work. And that takes a courage, and that takes a strength, and that takes a self-confidence and a belief of you. And not only of you, but God, your angels, your spirit guides, absolutely. That they are there forging the path with you. 1 plus 4 is a 5. So at the end of the day, we are trying to create the happiness and the joy in our life. So last year we went through a lot of learning experiences of where we were missing joy in our life and how to bring it in. And so this is about strengthening that even more. And making sure that you are loving life, that you are being in the moment, that you are celebrating each moment as much as humanly possible. And I know life gets in the way all the time. Trust me, I'm human, having the same experience. But we need to be more conscious of it and bring in more giggles and laughter into our life, because what happens when we raise our giggles and laughters, our energy raises, our light raises, and it gets us to the vibration of those things that we are asking for to come in our life, because those things would already be present if our vibration matched it. Okay, let's go through the astrology really fast. We start with the sun in Leo. The Leo party is starting to starting to get going. I can't talk today. And I believe right at the beginning of the month, August 4th, Mercury will move out of Leo and into Virgo. So when Mercury does this, we become a little bit more focused with how we are using our words. We become more constructive. We don't use idle words. We want to get to the point. We want to understand what words have value and are needed in our everyday speech in order to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish through our words. And we want to take out all the extra fluff, the gray words, the extra words, the ones that don't have any meaning, don't have any substance. August 11th, though, Venus will go into Leo, and we become so loving and proud and generous. We love life, we love the world, we love people, we love doing things for others, we love being of service to others. We love just going on a constant cycle around us, a whirlwind of beauty and love and generosity. And we take a great pride in how we love people and love the world. August the 11th will be the full moon in Aquarius, and it's on the 11th, so we already have a master number. We know that's there. And really we're looking at the balance between satisfying ourselves and collaborating with others. And finding the perfect balance there in our lives when those two energies come together. August the 22nd, the sun will leave Leo and go into Virgo. We become very discerning. We become very detail-oriented. I love the Virgo energy because it's very grounded, loving, supportive energy, and yet we understand what truly has value in our life and what does not have value in our life. August the 24th, Uranus, I believe, goes stationary retrograde. And that is, Uranus is kind of like that energy that anything can happen at any given moment, and it can be bizarre, and it can be unusual, and it can be the last thing we expected. And now, how are we handling ourselves in those experiences? Are we just jumping into everything that's happening? Are we like just self-absorbed in it? Or are we allowing our sage wisdom to come in and also help us through these things that are showing up in our life? So we'll be walking backwards with that. And then we finish off the month on I think Mercury, towards the end of the month, will leave Virgo and go into Libra. We have a lot of words when it comes to Mercury in Libra. So if you're wondering where your words have gotten, they'll all come back to you. And we want to create the harmony through our words. Now, many times when we use this energy in a negative way, or we're very unconscious of the energy, we end up giving a part of ourselves away in the process of making a compromise with somebody else or in a situation in order to create harmony. So we have to be very mindful that we're not giving a piece of ourselves away. But we have to stand true to ourselves. So Libra is the 7th sign, so it's very much about standing in our truth and being true to ourselves. And yes, we can make compromises. We do on a continuous basis. That's just part of life, making compromises. Some people compromise their life for us. Sometimes we compromise our life for them. Sometimes we all compromise our life for another. Whatever it may be, but it's just a natural thing that we all do. And it's a beautiful thing to do. Cooperation and working hand in hand and connecting our minds, our hearts, and our souls to work as one. But many times we can offer too much of ourselves or give a part of ourselves away in the process of trying to create the harmony. So just be mindful of that. And then, of course, August 27th, we will have the new moon in Virgo. I believe it's at 4 degrees, so it's about our foundations. It's about being grounded, and I really don't think that this new moon is going to be like other new moons. New moons, we usually start new projects, new things to do, new relationships. And I think this one, we kind of sit there and go, okay, so this is what I've done. This is where I've been successful. This is where I haven't been successful. And where do I go from here? What is the new step based on everything that I've done to this point in time? And I think that'll be a little bit more of the new moon Virgo energy rather than starting something brand new, a new seed in the ground. It might be more of what seed am I now going to put into the ground because of what I've done. So there's a huge period of reflection in there. Okay, and that could happen definitely between the full moon in Aquarius. We start thinking about those things and acting upon those things. And then we come to a point with the new moon where we understand those things for what they are. And so what has value, what doesn't have value. And we get rid of the clutter and we go forward with where we know we will be successful going forward. So it's almost like it's kind of creating a whole new kind of new beginning. It's what we've been working towards or working on. Okay, we'll go to the cards and see what it has to say for August 2022, but I think it gives us some very promising energy for moving forward. And it being the 8th month of the year on its own, we're all going to get good at manifesting, okay? And trust me, it's some things are so simple and so easy to do. You'll just blow your mind every time you do it. And then the big things happen, and they take you right out of it. Even though you know that it's all going to work and everything, that it's going to work out. That's one of my sayings, that it'll all work out just fine. And when it does, you go, oh my gosh, it did. So, anyways, our shadow card for this energy. Look at this, the 5 of Swords, okay? Is this about making compromises, standing in our truth? Here we stand with these swords around us. I think this is like a 2-part story. Okay, so let's start at the beginning, okay? There you are. There you are, and you are protecting yourself. You're protecting your values, your dreams, your goals. You're making sure that it's right for you. The one thing that can happen here is when we realize that we've overstepped, we don't step it back. We don't become humble. We let our egos take over, and we will stand our ground to the bitter end. And we end up missing out on a lot because of that. Okay, but sometimes we have to. Sometimes we have to draw that line in the sand. Sometimes we have to put our foot down and say, no, I won't tolerate this going forward. It's not who I am. I don't feel comfortable. Whatever it may be for you. But we have to stand our ground. Now, on the other hand, when we do that, we can make some brand new friends with like-mindedness. They think the same way we do. They have the same kind of energy. They're setting goals. They're setting dreams for themselves. You're walking with harmony, with a lot of people here, too, that see you for who you are, and you see them for what they are. And together, you work in harmony to go towards a future of brightness, of happiness, of joy, of laughter, of celebration. And yes, there's tears and sorrows and that mixed in there. That's life. But don't we want to have more of the happiness and the good things in our life rather than more of the sadness and the struggles? Many times when we're struggling and we're struggling on our own, it's so much more difficult. So it's beautiful to have somebody there to help you, to lean on, to support you. So the 5 of Swords is kind of a double-edged kind of energy. We can stand in our truth, and sometimes we have to, and we know, and sometimes it's very hard, because we know if we stand in our truth that they're not going to budge. And so really it's their loss. But it really isn't, because it's supposed to happen. Okay? They're supposed to go in a new direction to go after their happiness and their joy, and you're supposed to go on in yours. So know that even though it's a very heartfelt energy sometimes, I don't think the water is too, it's a little choppy there, and we've got that moon over us. So it's a lot about emotion, keeping our emotions within check. It could be the Uranus retrograde too, where we realize that we just moved on emotion and now we're here and we don't want to be here. So we got to backtrack back to the place we were, or a semblance of that, and say, you know what, I've just been trying too many new things or different things, and these aren't jiving with what I really want to do. And so I have to break it off. I have to make way for the new energy, the energy that I want to bring into my life. Okay, the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is here to say, okay, so here we are. And we're peering up at all these cups. So really, we can only see the bottoms of the cups. And if we're being really spontaneous and emotional, we'll just reach up at that biggest cup and we'll say, mine, all mine, and run away all giggling and happy. We've never bothered to look into the cup to see what we're really going to be drinking. Okay? So here, I mean, each cup is filled with all kinds of things. I'm trying to get it so that there's no shadow. I mean, there's dragons coming out of it. There's the laurel wreath. There's money and riches. There's a goddess. Each cup is filled with different things. And so before we really step into a path that we really want to walk long term, we really have to think it through about what's in that cup and does it honor me? What's in that cup and will I be successful with it? Can I be successful with it? What's in that cup and do I want that for my life going forward? Do I want that for my new reality? You need to back it up and you need to think it through. Because, you know, it's like judging a book by its cover. The cover might be quite boring and the story inside might be the most intense, beautiful, amazing story you ever read. But you'll never know that if you've judged that book on its cover. So, cup looks a little dinged up and it's tarnished and it's kind of tiny compared to the other ones. It might be the perfect cup for you. So, you know, sometimes I know somebody who recently was looking to get an apprenticeship and they got the call and they said, you know what, we're going to hold off on the apprenticeship, but if you want to just pick up some shifts and whatnot in the meantime, you know, you can, and then you would just be first in line for the apprenticeship when it showed up. Or you can wait until the apprenticeship shows up, but we'll be doing another round of interviews at that time. And they took it, and within 2 weeks they were within the apprenticeship. But had they say, well, I can't afford to just work 2 days a week, and you know, I'm supposed to put my life on hold forever for them, and you start thinking all these things, and you're not looking into the cup to say, hey, this may work. This might be a test to see if I really want to do this, or, you know, if I just want the apprenticeship and the money and I don't want to do it because it's a passion of mine. Or it could have been that, you know what, they're not really looking long term because I know 2 of the people are going on maternity leave and somebody else has vacation time coming to them, and the other one, their parent is very ill, and I mean, they could need coverage for that as well. I mean, I might be getting more hours than I would have been in the apprenticeship if I take it now. And who knows, this way at least I know I've got the apprenticeship. It's just right down the road and it won't be that long. I mean, life changes, things happen, business changes, people change within the business. It only stands to reason that it'll show up soon enough for me, and I can become familiar with everything in the meantime. So it's really thinking things through before you make that decision. And I think you can ask people for their advice, absolutely, and you might get some really wonderful advice. But at the end of the day, it is your call. It is not their call, and what they say has very little bearing on what you're going to do because it's you doing it. It's not them doing it. They're going to look through their glasses. You're going to look through yours. We have the 5 of Wands. This is working in a team effort. This could be very much about the full moon in Aquarius. Because here, I mean, we're showing up, and this is kind of like playful competition, usually. Working together. Team play. It's kind of what this card represents. So it's really about satisfying ourselves and collaborating with others to be the most successful going forward you could possibly be. So understanding the relationship between teamwork and individuality. It's about bringing your best to the table, but allowing everybody else to show what they brought to the table as well. And not trying to overshine or overbear on any part of it, and just let it all come together naturally. So I do believe that this would be the full moon in Aquarius more than any of the other energies I've talked about. And it's kind of like playful competition. So if you've got job interviews coming up, or you're just on a team sport for the summer, if it's summer where you are, I know half the hemisphere isn't. So it might be winter games then, who knows. But it's about working together and still taking time for yourself too. That's part of it, is bringing in your passions, your dreams, your desires, and gaining some kind of satisfaction out of being a part of that group. We have the Hermit. The Hermit is, the Hermit. I mean, what does the Hermit do? He goes into the desert, into the cave. He meditates. He looks within. He sees where he is in the present time. He looks to where he needs to go. He makes a plan, and then he comes out of the desert, he comes out of the cave, and he goes forward with a strength, following that guiding light to lead him where he needs, that cane holding him upright, so he has strength for the walk. This is about understanding this could be the Virgo new moon, absolutely. About really saying, okay, where am I in life? Where did I want to be? Okay, well, I missed that one, I'm ahead on that, I'm ahead on that. Where am I at this moment in time? And what have I done? What have I accomplished in order to get to this place? And now, what do I need to do to move to the next level and beyond? So we all must become the Hermit. The Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is that aha moment, that epiphany, that out of nowhere it strikes you and you can't unsee it now, and it's just filling you with joy because it's going to be so much fun. Yeah, it might be hard. It might be hard work. I might have some learning to do, some challenges to overcome, but at the end of the day, true success, true happiness, true joy, aha moments, epiphanies will happen this month. Absolutely. Maybe you will understand how easy it is to manifest some of the things you want in your life, and you start manifesting and then you can't stop manifesting. And I tell you, manifesting for other people is just as important. And I've got a friend, she wants somebody in her life. So I spend time in my meditations to imagine her just happy and content in her life with a soulmate, with a partner. I know someone's a little hard up on their luck. I send energy healing their way. Or I ask, geez, would it be so hard to just throw them an extra $100 so that they've got groceries for the week to feed the kids? Can you help them out? Melville. He's got a great story where he doesn't give anything to anybody with a cup on the side of the street. And he's very nice about it. He's very gentle about it. But immediately when he leaves, he imagines giving him the money, or giving the person on the street the money, and then them saying thank you very much and leaving. And he'll do that just every time he sees a homeless person asking for money. Not my philosophy, it's his. But he has a story where he only walked down this one sidewalk the one time. He told the guy, no, I'm not going to give you any money, but I will pray for you. And I do wish you the best. And I want you to know that, I'll say a prayer for you, that you have some success going forward and you don't need to be here anymore. And about 3 months later, he's walking down the street and he says, you remember? He says, I asked you for $5 and you said no. He goes, yeah, I remember you. And he says, yeah. And because you didn't give me that $5, I turned around and they had a help wanted sign. I said, listen, I'm homeless. I'm standing here anyways. You might as well put me to work. I'm a really great guy. People know. So they said, we'll clean up a little bit and show up for work tomorrow morning. And he's been working at that place ever since. He says, if you wouldn't given me that $5, I would have had no need to look around to see what my next step was. I would have just waited for the next $5 and the next $5 and the next $5. Because of what you did, you changed my life. So it doesn't hurt to manifest for other people as well. So we got the Two of Wands as our final card. The Two of Wands says, you know what? Cleared the energy of everything in your life. That this is really a Virgo energy, because we clear the pathway to make room for the new things that we want to come into our life. We get rid of the clutter and then we say, come to me. And we expect it to come. We open up our arms wide under that moon and we say, come to me. And we have prepared the space for that to happen in our lives. We expect it. It's like it's already there. Strong energy. Now we don't want to, we'll get a mantra, of course. So we don't want to make any rush decisions, fast decisions this month. We also don't want to give away a piece of ourselves when we're making these decisions, because many times we will be trying to create harmony. But there will also be the group experiences and understanding our own individuality and our own shining light and how to melt it in with others, to build relationships, to grow teamwork, and to grow our own individuality at the same time. The aha moment, the epiphany. Knowing what to do and having the confidence to do it. And being able to dream it and know that the world will conspire to make it so. And I don't know how it works, but it does work. It's like, you know, when I turn on the car, it works. I have a faint idea of how it works, and I do those things in order, you know, I change the oil and I fill it with gas. But for the most part, I really don't know how a car works, and I really don't care, because it gets me from A to B. And so I really don't know how all the manifestation stuff, but we have that 8 energy. So I'm telling you, people, start manifesting, manifesting, manifesting. I can't make this up. We got money. Find the way to abundance. This is what the August 2022 has in store for you. Find a way to abundance. Well, let's wait no more on the mantra for this, shall we? So don't worry. Don't worry, it'll all work out. Don't worry. You will find a solution to gain any money you require. If you've suffered a misfortune such as unemployment, encountered financial difficulties, know that there are always people around you to help, as well as energy to help you. There is always a way out. It will work out. It will work out always. Find your internal fortitude and guiding light to persist in gaining back what you have lost, if you've lost something or you feel a lack of something. Do the best you can with what you have. So be grateful for what you have in the moment. And if you need help, ask for it, and things will get better. The mantra is, I have faith that solutions are always possible. I have faith that solutions are always possible. I have faith that I can manifest the money I need, the job I need, the clothes I need to wear, the car I need to wear. Now, is it all free? Well, maybe not, but it'll be in a price range that you can afford. Will it be something that just drops in your lap? No, chances are you're going to have to roll up your sleeves and get to work and show your intention on wanting that. Let's take an animal. But we do have some beautiful energy, don't we? So it's about creating love and laughter in our life, using our creativity individually or with a group. Virgo will come in and make us all detail oriented and really understand the value and the lack of value for certain things in our life, maybe even people in our life, situations in our life, environments in our life, ways of thinking in our lives. And then we open up our arms and say, come to me. And we start walking towards it. Oh, Google's listening to me again. Google's been listening a lot to me lately. Stop listening, Google. I'm not saying anything great to you. Maybe Google wants to know how to manifest. Okay, look at this. We have the unicorn. Infinite possibilities. So I'm telling you, people, this is the time when... Where are we here so I can read it? You are the sovereign of the seen and unseen worlds. Yes, I can read backwards. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirits of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond ordinary and become legendary. Go beyond ordinary and become legendary. August 2022. August 2022. Become legendary. Move past ordinary and become legendary. How exciting is this energy? Now, we know what the planets are doing and everything, so we're prepared for that. We know not to act too quickly. We know to look at our emotions, and are we just jumping in too quickly to situations? Are we letting our emotion kind of rule our world? Or are we also bringing in our sage wisdom? The sage wisdom of the Hermit spends a moment in time saying, here I am, and now how do I go forward? With a sure step, with a light. And of course we're going to do a Journey of Love card because, wow, this deck has a power that I just love. Journey of Love, how to love others, but more importantly, how to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, nothing can truly be as great as you want it to be. And you are a beautiful person. You've been beautiful since the moment of your creation. Wasn't that? Just recently we had the swan. What was that? On the 29th, right? I'm trying to do these videos before my mic doesn't work anymore. I've done all these videos already once, but it sounded like a jet plane. Although the message, the cards aren't all the same, but the message is very much the same still. The Christ Flame, 31. The Christ Flame, wow, look at that color. I like playing with the camera. Can we get the face in there? No, I can't. There we go. Done. Should test yourself on things like that, you know? Eye-hand coordination. I always said to the workers at the school for occupational therapy, because both of my boys had autism, so fine and gross motor skills were not, you know, the greatest. And I used to say, oh, I let them do video games all the time. And it's great for fine motor skills. And they'll sit there for hours and do that work. We'll do the poem. And then we'll get to the book. Because I can't do the book justice. Love is more than words can define. It's a feeling which wells up inside and longs for release. It's a smile which starts in my heart and spreads across my face like a silly grin. It's a knowing so deep in my being that every cell speaks in a language only lovers know. And most of all, it is the beginning, the birth, the possibility, the promise of a tomorrow, the hope that grows into something we can only imagine when our hearts combine and love becomes more. Within you burns the flame of Christ. Beyond religion, this flame belongs to all hearts willing to receive the divine, opening to it as a lover would open the heart to receive the beloved. Through the awakening of Christ within brings greater closeness to the divine, and therefore greater love and depth of compassion. It can bring sadness, righteous anger, and passionate need to contribute positive healing action and change in the world. You may be an introspective soul who does this through mastering their inner world with meditation, yoga, raising your own vibration, with absolute intent that this bring healing to the world around you. You may be extroverted soul that thrives in sharing messages and living a life of dynamic action in support of causes that are worthy and moving to your brave heart, capable of feeling divine outrage and responding with inspired action. You may be a combination of these soul types, and choosing wisely what you consume, which companies you support, what television you do or do not watch, and what you read. Voting for the life you want to have around you in the world through your actions, internal and external. This is the Christ flame igniting within you, setting the world aflame with the fire of divine love. This oracle brings guidance that you are connected with the universal Christ consciousness, and your heart is meant to awaken as a sacred heart, bearing the Christ flame of divine love this lifetime. You are part of the wave of awakening happening on the earth now. You are exactly where you were meant to be, and you are doing exactly what you are meant to be doing. Keep going. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.